About 2 more minutes. So get crunk up. Make sure everybody can hear me. Get ready to rock and roll. Man, detail notes. All right. Hope everybody can hear me. I'm using a different format, so hope everyone can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Slash up a like if you can hear me, so that way I'll know that you guys can hear what I have to say. Just type in the chat if I can't hear you. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with every one of you all on today. And don't want to be on with you too long, but got a couple of things that I want to kind of go over with us today. A lot going on in the community, and so I want to make sure that that I did our live. I try to do one once every other month, so I don't bore y'all to death. So, with that being said, once I get about 10 people in here, I'm gonna get this thing rolling, and then we'll kick it off, and everybody else can catch up from the backside. I hope that you had a wonderful day so far, and I pray that the rest of your day goes well as well. Again, hey Miss Barney, I see you. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Happy Teachers Appreciation Week to all of our teachers. I hope that you had a great week or having a great week. School is about to be out, and so I know you're gonna have an exciting time on this week. So again, hope that you can hear me. I'm gonna try to make sure that I can see myself. Test my camera out. Make sure I'm good. Happy Teachers. All right. Yep, it's rolling. So with that being said, just wanted to kind of come on and talk to a couple of things. Got a few people in. So the first thing I wanted to say is as we were talking about in my announcement, I wanted to congratulate all of our new businesses that we had in the city of Aliceville since the last live. Over the last 3 months, we've had a number of individuals who have opened up businesses in our community, and so we want to thank them. And one business that reopened as well. Our business that reopened was Kennedy's Fine Dining. So we thank you for opening up back in the city of Aliceville, and we thank you for the opportunity to fellowship with you. We also want to welcome our tax collection business, which is Expert Tax Solutions. We thank them for being here with us today. They did a wonderful job during tax season, and we welcome them to the city of Aliceville. They're in our new lot that's being built rather by Mr. Um, Ingram, and so he's doing a wonderful job at um, taking care of things and making sure that new building is coming along. And I'm looking forward to new businesses coming there. And then our last business that I can remember is Humble Beginnings. Humble Beginnings is our newest business that came in the downtown street area, and they're doing a wonderful job as well. I encourage you to check all of our places out and make sure that you see the fine things that they're offering in our community. So, with that being said, moving right along, I'm looking forward to encouraging new businesses to come to our community. We have a number of downtown spaces that are open. If you are interested in coming to the city of Aliceville, we want to welcome you. And how we welcome you is by we introduce you to individuals who have vacant buildings or vacant lots or vacant places. So I encourage you, if you know someone that has a business currently, or if you know someone that's seeking a business and they need a storefront, I encourage you to let us know. They can call the city hall. They can call my cell phone, which is 399 5514, or they can call the Aliceville City Hall, and we'll be more than willing and excited to be in partnership with them as well. So, with that being said, the next thing I want to introduce to us today is this month, during the month of May, we have a lot going on. We got graduations and award ceremonies. And matter of fact, there's an award ceremony that's going on right now at 6 o'clock which is missing that graduation, but I had already set this live up. So I want to congratulate all of our graduates on this month. We're proud of you. We're excited for you and want you to continue to do the wonderful things that you have done and will continue to do in our community. Um, the next thing in May is our move with the mayor. There's a new initiative that I'm trying to encourage us to do, which is to get physically active so that way we can improve our health care outcomes. We know that our health is our wealth, and if you don't have good health, you're missing out. So I encourage you to this month to participate and move with the mayor. You'll see some flyers that will be going out that I'll be putting on social media that I'm going to encourage people to move, groove, do what you do, dance, line dance, scream, whatever it is that you do. We want you to get your heart rate up. We want you to get to moving. Even myself, I'm trying to lead by example and do a little moving as well. So I encourage you to be a part of Move with the Mayor, which is a health initiative that we're trying to encourage people to be active. Whether you're a senior citizen or whether you're 2 years old, we want you to be able to move and move well. So, with that being said, I encourage you, and this is the initial announcement for that program. We did pass a proclamation for that, and I'm excited to see more good things happen with Move with the Mayor. Next is on our city council. I want to thank my city council for graciously allowing me to lead our community, and I think that they lead in their districts and as a whole in the city very well. I thank them there, although they're new. A lot of them are new on the job. I appreciate them and the work that they're doing in their communities on their own, as well as in the unit in unison with us. Some of the things that they have allowed us to do is to purchase some new equipment that was well needed. Some of the new equipment that we needed was a tractor. We needed a tractor with a boom on it that was able to do some ditch work and do some cleaning. And so, thank God, we're now uh, we'll have one very soon. Because of that, although it's not a brand new one, it is something that is new to us, and we're gonna treat it like it's brand new. Additionally, we're getting a new boom truck. I was hoping to have the picture on here, but I'm not gonna upload it yet. I may send it out a little later. But our boom truck, we've had currently since 1999, I want to say 98, 99, and it's a 94, 95 model, I believe. And I am 38 years old, and that truck is almost as old as I am. And so, although it has served us well, now has come a time where we've been able to be able to find something that's in our price range that we're able to select. So I'm happy to announce that today our new boom truck has arrived. And although it's not brand new, it is new to us, and we're going to treat it like it's a crown jewel because we've been looking for one of these for many years, and we finally got it. So I want to say kudos to our council for allowing it. Kudos to the individuals that lined it to work out. Kudos to our to everybody who made it happen, and we're the proud owners, City of Adelsville, of a new boom truck. So we hopefully can move those trash piles and lead piles a lot faster than we have been currently due to our newer equipment. So that being said, next thing I want to talk about is voting, and this is kind of where I want to put a stick pin on. I know a lot of talk has been going around our community about the ambulance, and the ambulance is um, the lifeline, not just for Aliceville, but it is a lifeline for the entire Pickens County. I remember in March of 2020 when I got the word that the hospital in Carrollton was going to shut down. And we all had heard the rumors, oh, it's going to shut down, but we didn't think that it would really shut down. Well, guess what? The hospital has really shut down, right? And so, as a part of that hospital, not only were jobs lost, not only were people having to be triaged and sent somewhere else, not only were we in the middle of a doggone pandemic, and we still had problems that we couldn't face, and we had no hospital, right? And so, as a part of that effect, not only did we lose health care in Pickens County, but we also lost something that impacted us directly, which was our ambulance service. At that time, we had North Star, a great ambulance service. Very appreciative of North Star. Really appreciate what they did for our community for many, many years. And because we didn't have a hospital, that increased our wait times with the ambulance. So a normal trip to Tuscaloosa from Ethelsville, Aliceville, Reform, Carrollton, sometimes even Gordon, depends, wherever, was about an hour to get there or wherever it is, and then an hour, 30 minutes to get to the hospital. And then after you leave the hospital, you're going to do another hour to get back. So you're looking at about 2.5 to 3.5 hours that the truck was gone. Keep in mind, we only had 1.5 trucks in Aliceville at that, or in the county at that time. Our county population, for some that don't know, is about 18 or 19,000 people. So you have one ambulance service, one ambulance for 18,000 people. All right. So let's work numbers. Let's work the numbers on this. All right. So with that being said, fast forward, North Star leaves. The county commission decides to go in a different direction, and now we have the ambulance service that we have, which is known as Pickens County EMS. Now everyone knows what's coming up. Everyone knows that it's the $10 on the tag, right? And although I don't like the fact that we have to put $10 on a tag. What I do know is that that ambulance has saved lives. And how do I know the ambulance has saved lives? Well, I've been in situations where the ambulance has literally saved someone's life by being there, being able to be on the scene, not taking 3, 4, or 5 hours to get there. So again, while I don't like new stuff and assessments to go on, especially for initiatives that I wasn't expecting, I want to encourage you to vote yes for our ambulance service, because that $10 tag is the same as a $10 subscription to fill in the blank for your choice. It's the same as a $10 whatever, but this is only once a year, and you're going to be saving lives by paying that $10 to the ambulance service. It's not going in Aliceville's pocket. It's not going in Gordo's pocket. It's not going in Reform pocket or Carrollton's pocket. This money is only going for the ambulance service. I caught a piece of the live and I saw some of the concerns that were brought up. But I know here on the south end of the community in the Pickens County, we desperately need an ambulance service. I know our neighbors in the northwest region, Ethelsville, Liberty, some of those areas. And although you may be close to Columbus, sometimes it's difficult to get those Columbus units out there. I got family in that area, so I know exactly what it is. So what I'm saying today is that I am asking that you please, ma'am, please, sir, consider having that $10 tag added to your cart. Now let's talk numbers. I know everybody likes to talk numbers and see what it is, because I'm a numbers person. Let me know what's going on. These are the big things that I kind of see that as I peruse social media and listen to other people, this is kind of what everybody's saying. So where are they getting the money? Where's the money going to go? Well, it's only 220 or so $1,000 that will be generated from this with the ambulance service. Okay, that sounds like a lot of money. It is a lot of money. Guess how much it takes to run the ambulance service per year? About north of, from the last estimate that I was receiving and remember, it's about $350,000 a year. So you're looking at an automatic shortfall in hello. You're looking at an automatic shortfall that will have to be covered. Now, some of that coverage will come in different ways of reimbursements, but a lot of the people who get on the ambulance, especially the 19 to 18,000 people in Pickens County, may or may not have insurance that will cover that ambulance ride. So guess what? You eating the cost of the ambulance. The ambulance service payroll is about $50,000, $50 to $60,000 per year. I mean, not per year, per month. Now, what does that mean? That means in order to have 2 trucks in Pickens County, which has 19,000 people in it, we have to have a payroll of $50,000 to $60,000 in order to have 24-hour coverage for 2 trucks. Now, if so we're still looking at a shortfall. Now, the other side to that is our ambulance service currently is in 2 locations. I know a lot of people were beefing about why is it in this place or that place. Well, guess what? Here's the practical answer. The practical answer is when we had one ambulance, it was centrally located in Carrollton, right? But guess what? Now that we got 2 ambulances, in order to accurately cover the coverages of Pickens County, it made more sense financially and responsive time wise to have a Pickens County ambulance in the north end of the county and a Pickens County ambulance on the south end of the county. So that way we're able to respond to you, the citizen, and able to respond to you better, right? If that one ambulance is left in the county, the Aliceville ambulance will go up to Carrollton, so that way it's centrally located. Or if the Aliceville unit is gone, the Gordo unit will come to Carrollton and be centrally located. So that way individuals can be able to get care quicker if a call goes out, right? Okay. The other thing that I kind of been hearing about is, well, I can put my people in a car and drive on my own. Yes, you can. But in that moment, a lot of times that's not a tenable situation or a realistic solution. A realistic solution is you may need medical care. My son's arm is, or your son's arm is broken, or leg, or something's tied up. You may not be able to deal with that screaming child while you're driving down the road to get to where it is. There's some practical things that are needed and that we need to make sure that we kind of consider and look at, because if we don't, and we don't have an ambulance service, and we don't have a hospital, you fill in the blank. Now, the animals have a hospital to go to. I know that's a little touchy subject, especially the last couple of weeks ago, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? The animals got a hospital to go to. Animals got people to take care of them, right? We have a fine veterinarian that's right there centrally located in Carrollton, Alabama. We have a beautiful group, Purrs and Paul that takes in animals, and that's wonderful. But guess what? Human beings, if this ambulance doesn't work out, we're not gonna have anything for human beings, the people that feed the animals, the people that live in the communities, the people that work each and every day, to our kids. So again, in my kind of plea, and to kind of wrap up on that topic, because I could sit on that soapbox for 15 minutes and it's still all day and it still wouldn't be enough. And I'm probably gonna do another video about it too. But I want to impress upon us, because this is what I hear often. Um, I'll answer your question in a minute, Wilson. In the event that something happens, do you want it to be said that in your family, don't look at my family, don't look at the neighbor to the left or the neighbor to the right. If something happens to your family and we don't have an ambulance and you were one of the ones that voted no and something negative happens, you don't want to have that what if I could have, what if I should have, the shoulda, coulda, woulda. You don't want that, right? You want to make sure you say, hey, I supported this effort. Okay. And again, it's just on cars, it's not on boats, it's not on other things, it's simply on cars. So again, I'm asking, please, ma'am, please, sir, support this ambulance tax, if you want to call it a tax, or support the ambulance fund. Because again, if our community is going to survive, then we're going to need it. I leave you with this on the ambulance service. No, a lot of us in here, especially in the deep south, we're very adamant about rights, and we're very adamant about pro-life rights. Okay, what does pro-life mean? Pro-life means that you're for life. It means that you want life to continue. You want life to flourish and and thrive. That's the word I was looking for. So look at this $10 assessment, tax, whatever you want to call it. Look at it as your $10 towards saving a life. No, you get to talk about it on social media, and we can be keyboard warriors about I'm pro-life. Now you get an opportunity to put literally your money where your mouth is. So that's what I want to say. Aliceville, I'm expecting numbers. I'm expecting big numbers to come out and vote, whether you voting Democrat, whether you voting Republican, whatever you voting. I want you to vote yes on that ambulance tax. And our voting poll, I think, is about 1,700 people. They're voting in Aliceville at the precinct. I need to see 16 to 1,700 folks in Aliceville voting. All right. People died for the right to vote. So everybody need to vote, regardless of what you vote. I'm not gonna tell you what to vote on this video. Check my personal page for that. But on this video, I'm letting you know, please, ma'am, please, sir, get out there and vote all over Pickens County. We should have record high number turnout that say yes for this ambulance tax. Okay, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox on that. The other thing I want to emphasize is that we have more commonalities than we have differences. And I know our world today will paint us as a picture that we are so far not alike and just so different that it's just impossible. But I want to make sure that we know that we have a lot more in common than we have different. So with that being said, there are two bigger events that we have that are coming up in the city of Aliceville. The first event that we're going to have is our fourth annual Juneteenth festival, which is going to be on the June the 13th, 2026, and it is going to be a opportunity for us to celebrate Juneteenth, celebrate freedom, go out and celebrate. Have at our city hall. We'll be in the back of City Hall in our quad area, and we're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna have food, we're gonna have music, we're gonna have jumpers, we're gonna have all kind of fun things and activities. So please, ma'am, please, sir, look forward to that. I look forward to seeing you there. And again, I'm excited about it. The other event that we have is our America 250 event, which is July the 4th of July. And again, everyone knows that this is America's 250th birthday. And so, in being a part of this event, we are gonna do our second annual celebration for 4th of July. Last year, we kicked it off with a bang. We had a fantastic fireworks show. Our volunteer fire department did a wonderful job at shooting those fireworks. Councilwoman Vol and her husband, they allowed us to use some of their trailer to shoot the fireworks, and we had a wonderful time shooting firecrackers, playing patriotic music, and we also watched the movie. We have movie night on the quad as well, so we're looking forward to doing some more of those very soon in the very near future. Possibly someone introduced the idea of having a parade, so those details will be coming out very soon. And again, that's to celebrate America's 250th birthday. Again, 250 years of being in America. So those are two big events that we have that are going on in the city of Adamsville. The Juneteenth Festival, which will be on June the 13th. And that'll be our fourth annual. And then next we'll have our 4th of July, which are America 250, and it'll be a wonderful time as well. So I'm looking forward to everybody to come in there for that. All right. So next up, the next thing we have is our Next Up program. In our community, I want to encourage our 25 to 45-year-old individuals. This is especially talking to you. So if you're not 25 to 45, you can still participate. But I'm really targeting our 25-year-old to 45-year-old groups. And what do I mean by that? Well, we need to continue to try to grow our membership as far as our leaders and our next generation. We have some individuals who are doing wonderful things in the community, but we got some more places to hold. We have boards that are starting to dwindle off, and have individuals that have been on the board for a long time that it's time for them to be retired, not because we're getting rid of them, but because they need to enjoy their years with the fruits that they have accomplished. We have different initiatives that is going on. We have the ACE program. We have our Parks and Recreation. We have all kinds of new things that are teaming with activity. But I need some more people who are 25 to 45-year-olds and are looking to be active in their community. So you'll be seeing some information about that come out soon. Please don't ignore it. Looking forward to you being a participant in it because again, if we want our community to thrive, it's not all on these shoulders, it's on your shoulders to make it happen. So again, this is what it is. Um, Next thing is our summer help program. This will be, I think, the fifth or sixth year that we done our summer help program with our kids. You can come by the city hall and pick up an application. It's for our high school. If you're a high school junior or high school or graduating senior, that's who is opened up. Or yeah, that's who it is opened up to, a high school junior or a graduating senior. If you're open to working with us, we're interested in interviewing you. What does that entail? Well, they'll work about 24 hours through the week. There will be some office work that some individuals may be doing, and then we'll also have some weed eating and grass picking up and street department style work that will be done as well. And again, this is so that way our young people can get introduced to the workforce, and it kind of shows them their responsibility they have about um, picking up a job, making sure that they have responsibility, coming to work on time, and then also receiving some compensation for what it is that they're doing. Again, it's not about the pay, it's not about what we're trying to do, but again, we're just trying to encourage our kids to do that. So if your child is interested, put in the application. Love to see you. I only have 4 slots right now this year, 4 slots. So again, it's gonna be highly competitive because I had people asking me about it in January. So I encourage you to put in for it, and then hopefully you'll be able to get it. Um, but we're looking forward to participating that with our kids. So you don't have to live in Aliceville. You can live anywhere in Pickens County. If you want to, we'll open it up anywhere in Pickens County. But we want you to be able to, for our 11th graders and our 12th graders, to be able to get that experience. Some of the upcoming projects that we've had, kind of on the shelf, waiting for a little while. These are projects that are starting very soon. So as we begin some of these projects, I know we will have some growing pains and there'll be some issues with travel and traffic. But I ask that you please, ma'am, please, sir, don't get frustrated, don't get agitated, don't get angry. I just ask you work with us because we're trying to make our community better. The project that'll probably be starting the soonest is going to be our Ninth Avenue project. On Ninth Avenue, we will be beginning our drainage project that will consist of improving drainage along Ninth Avenue, which is for those that don't know street names, like I didn't know street names when I was on the city, when before I was got to be on the city council. That's the word. That's the street that is going to the park. So if you're going to the park, straight down the park, that's the street that'll be worked on. So we're asking that you please, ma'am, please, sir, uh, deal with us lightly and kindly on that because that project is going to be beginning soon, and it will include some construction delays and it may be some construction issues that we just ask that you work with us. Um, the other side is the other project that we're in the process of starting and has already started is our bridge replacement over there by where old food fair used to be, where the old shell station is. That location has some dangerous bridges, and we are in the process. I know I've heard your cries. I've heard the call. I got the calls and I got the texts and the emails. But we are in the process of getting those bridges repaired and replaced and improving the drainage in those areas. We do ask that you please, ma'am, please, sir, stay away from those areas because we are that until the construction is complete. We do have our precautionary measures that are placed there, but we want to let you know that those 3 bridges are in the process of being repaired and replaced, so that way individuals can walk safely without having to come into the road and then go back into the sidewalks. So again, we heard your cries, we hear your complaints, we hear your issues, and this is what's coming up with that. The other side to this is our downtown I can't talk, streetscape project. Our downtown streetscape project is going to be beginning in the summertime. On our local businesses, I'm going to ask that you please work with us. As soon as we get a timetable, we're going to issue it out to all of our downtown businesses so that way they know exactly what's going on. And we're going to try our best not to disrupt your services because you provide a great city. The great city of Aliceville, a fantastic tax base to work with. So we want to make sure we do not interrupt your business as much as we can and provide you with detailed updates about as best we can. This is a collaborative project that we're working with the water board on. The project is out for bid right now. So if there's a construction company that's looking or a construction company that's interested, please, ma'am, please, sir, do not call me. Call the city hall and they will get you in contact with who you need to get with so that way you can bid on that particular project. There's a A project and a B project. We're asking that you look at both of them and consider bidding on both. And then the final major project, again, the first project is about a $200,000 project. I think the bid came in at $210,000. It was a partial grant, but we do have to have matching funds in the amount of $90,000 for this on the city side. So the second part of the bridge replacement is something that we're using our own capital funds for, and that bid was approved at $20,000 to replace those broken down and torn down bridges. And then we had our downtown streetscape project. That was a project that we got some money for a grant on the grant for, and the matching funds on that particular grant I believe is about $60,000. And then our sidewalk streetscape. In downtown, we recreated the downtown streetscape. We have lighting all the way down to the post office, and that's where that project stops. But this project will pick back up at the post office, and it will go all the way down the street. They used to call it Millionaire Street, but all the way down the street, almost to the four-way stop sign. We got as much as we could on this particular grant. That project will be starting in the late summer, early fall, hopefully finished in early 2027. So those are the major projects that we have that are going on right now. And I ask that anybody that's interested and improving Aliceville. Give us your suggestions. We're not made of money. We try to find grant money. We try to match money with money, and then we wait a couple of years and build up the kitty, and then go for what we know. But these projects are essential to the aesthetics of Aliceville. They're essential to the Aliceville infrastructure, and not only does it make Adamsville look better, but also these projects are going to make our infrastructure better. And then finally, I'll kind of lead out with these two things. I encourage you to get involved. That's what all this is about. If you're not gonna get involved, don't be on the sideline talking about what coulda, shoulda, woulda. I need people to help. We need people on our beautification committee. I think thankful for those that have signed up already. We'll be reaching out to you soon. We're gonna get you active because it's time to get to work on our beautification side. I need people active in our 25 to 45-year-old group. I need you guys to be active. Why do we need to be active? Because this is our community. If we're gonna raise our kids here, whether you are on the south side, the west side, the north side, or the east side, guess what? It doesn't matter because we all Aliceville. We're all Pickens County. So we need to make sure that we make the best of it. And then lastly, I want to leave you with, please, ma'am, please, sir, go out there and tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to vote yes for that tax. Because again, if that ambulance service leaves here, we will be in trouble. I don't know any other way to say it. I don't know any other, words to bring up. If the ambulance service leaves here, we will be in trouble. All right, on a lot of levels. And again, we're working on funding sources so that way the burden is not fully on the taxpayer, which is part of the reason I suppose why we're only getting $220,000 for the tax. But what I will say is that if the ambulance leaves, we will be in trouble. Okay. So again, that's I don't really know what else to say. We will be in trouble. So I mean that's just what it is. Um the next the next thing is Make sure I got somebody to say. Um, last thing is I think the last thing, unless somebody else come back and say something else, and I'll go back in my comment section and see if I missed anything on our Facebook side, to answer any questions. On June the first, this is when our live, this not live, but this is when our on June the 1st, this is when our new daycare will be opening up. So I know a lot of people been asking, when the daycare gonna open? When the daycare gonna open? June the 1st is our tentative date to start with our daycare. Okay. So it's state of the art. It's a part of a public-private partnership. And it's took about 2 years, 2.5 years in the making. And again, this is going to be something that will enhance and improve our community so that way our workforce will have a place to take or another place to take their children. Again, there's nothing against all the wonderful in-home daycares that are all across Aliceville. My child was a part of one of them. And had a great experience, and I think everything is good. But the only downside is that they can't get more people. I wish they could have more. So this helps solve some of that problem. This will hold up to 65 kids, and they get them from 12 weeks old, I think 12 weeks old, all the way to 12 years old, or maybe even 6 months old, I think, all the way to 12 years old. The vouchers are available. The sign up sheets are here at City Hall, and we're looking forward to this to being a success because it's not just going to be having our children and housing them, but they will also be teaching our youth as well. So it's for anybody to come, black, white, you know, we all precious in this site. It doesn't matter. Whoever it is, we're encouraging you to be a part of that. And I'm excited about that initiative probably more than I am about all the other paving projects and other stuff that we got going on, because this is something that helps build our kids from the cradle all the way through the workforce, and will hopefully help inspire them to continue to give back to our community. So, with that being said, I got 2 or 3 questions. I know my brother Kyle, he gonna have some questions. Let me see what his question is. The first one: the firefighters and the will firefighters and police receive more training to deal with medical calls with the city provide a stop bleed class. So, stop bleed class might be a good idea. Um, the firefighters and police officers have received some additional training. They did receive some funding for, if I'm not mistaken, for some additional training and some life-saving technique devices. Each fire department, I believe, in Pickens County, don't quote me on it, but each fire department is supposed to have a Lucas machine. I know our police department also has a Lucas machine. Lucas machine is the machine that pumps your heart and does chest compression, so that way you don't have to, in the event uh, that you need CPR. Um, there were some additional training. There's training that the fire department goes through. I think they meet monthly, for volunteer fire departments. So I'm assuming yes on the training, but I know that they all have life saving devices. Right, TW, vote yes. Can we get another? Hey, I would love another cell tower in Aliceville too, because some dead zones in Aliceville is pretty bad. Um, so we'll check on that too, Mr. Wilson. It was one other thing. Yeah, renovations. Oh, another question that came up on the hospital. Somebody asked me was, and then I'll leave out because this being longer than I intended it for it to be. Someone said that, well, we're paying taxes to get to the hospital already. Where is that money going, and why can't we use that money for the ambulance service? Great question. Heard it 1,000 times. And I had that same question too. I asked Sean McDaniel, I asked whoever the people is in charge that same question years ago, and got the answer that, um, not just from them, but I did my own independent research with a accounting auditor and got the answer that I'm about to give you. So Answer is slightly complicated, but not really. So years ago, when I was in high school, 2005, 2004, 2005, they finished the new wing of the ambulance service. I believe it was 2004, 2005, somewhere around there. I remember doing clinicals while they were working on it through the HOSA program. I was in HOSA, and Miss Lavender was our fearless leader, and she and in the ER, I remember being there with like people like Miss Ruby and a couple other ladies. They worked in the ER, and we helped do stuff, triage as much as we could and were allowed to do. But they were in the process of building, if I wasn't mistaken. And a tax was passed. The tax does pay for that ambulance or ER improvement. The problem with that is that it was paid for just like a mortgage is paid for on a house. And so there were X amount of years that you were going to pay, and then it would be paid off. Well, the even when the hospital closed, the payment still had to be made on that bond, regardless of the fact that the hospital was open or closed. So that was not a there was not a way for them to get out of that payment because it was not a municipal bond, but it was a government bond, and because a tax was allocated, that tax had to pay for that bond or that bill that was coming out. Think of it as a mortgage. And even if you leave your house and fail to pay, you still have to pay the mortgage on it. So essentially, that's what's happening with the ER wing. They are getting tax money. That tax money is being collected, but that tax money, the majority of that tax money, goes to the bond payment. Additional funds that are left over after the bond payment have been allocated to upkeep of the hospital and to and the excess has been given, or not excess, but some money has been given to the ambulance service itself out of their overruns. But they can't just say, hey, we don't have a hospital anymore, we're not going to pay the bond, because they're still collecting the tax for it, and the tax was enacted. So that way, that's the reason why it's locked in. I know it's kind of complicated, but I try to make it make it simple. Um, and I hope I didn't confuse anybody. But with that being said, I thank you for your time today. I've been on here almost an hour talking, and I intend to be on here for about 25 to 30 minutes. But I've enjoyed my time with you, and I hope that's something that's been said to encourage you. And if you don't take anything else from what I said, take these three things. First, remember, we're all a community. Regardless of where side of the tracks you come up on, we're all a community. Pickens County, we're all one county. And so if we fail, nobody is coming to save us. How do we know nobody's coming to save us? You've been to Montgomery. You stood on the steps. I stood on the Capitol steps. I've listened to a politician tell me they were going to support it, and I've listened to uh, a politician tell me that it was going to be passed, that the hospital was going to reopen, and then I've listened and got a text message at the ninth hour that said that they voted a different way, Jared Allen. So saying all that to say, I don't put my faith in nobody but God. Hey, but Pickens County ain't nobody else coming to save us. And let's get this out of our head that the federal government or the state government or some magic tree is coming. It ain't no magic tree coming. You are the magic tree, okay? And you know what the magic tree is? That $10 tax on your tag to help support the ambulance. That's what's gonna save us. We can't look, in all seriousness, we're not gonna get anybody to come save us. We're gonna have to save ourselves. All right. Faith without works is, read your Bible if you don't know what it is. The second thing that I want to encourage us to do is be active and be involved. All right. This is vitally important for us as a community to be involved. We need people to be involved in beautification. We need people to be involved in our Next Up program. We need our kids to be involved in our Parks and Rec and our other programs and our summer leagues. We need people to be involved in football. Shout out to Mr. Wilder for getting our football league back started. Yes, Aliceville will have a youth football league, so you don't have to take your kids to other places. You can have them right here in Aliceville. So shout out to them, and also shout out to Miss Trivia Jackson for getting that back started and back rolling. And we will be active in Aliceville on next year. Matter of fact, they're already practicing now. So be the change. They're part of the change. They're younger than I am, and they already doing stuff. Kudos to them. Fantastic, wonderful job, and they work full-time jobs, and they still do this. And then the last thing is, I want to encourage you to tag or tell 2 people that don't know about voting for the tag. Y'all knew it was gonna be something else about the tag. To vote yes for the ambulance tax again. So again, I love y'all. Nothing you can do about it. Thank you for listening and indulging me for 15 country minutes. Looking forward to some great things in our community. Looking forward to great things in Aliceville, and I thank you for allowing me to be your fearless leader. So if there's anything that I can do for you within the realm of reason, then I'll try my best. I hope you have a wonderful night. God bless. Peace. Oh, I believe no. Let me see one more. I believe no politicians nowadays they are not representing. I know, right? And I hate to be in that number, but they giving us a bad rap, Miss Angie. You right? They have. So I put my faith in the good Lord. Hey, but you know that is, and that's a good note to end on. So again, I hope that you have a wonderful night. I've enjoyed the time with you, and peace.